right? I'm going to go a little bit Alex Becker on everyone today. In this video, we're going to talk about a paradox that's going on right now. That is where there's one video. Gentleman's name is Russ Ruffino. You've seen his ads. He's been an internet marketer for years and years. And in one of his ads, he says, in this 45-minute video, I'm going to show you how we made $60 million in the last 5 years with one 45-minute presentation, and why you need to use a 45-minute presentation in order to generate as much money as we did. And it's a paradox because it's not what they did. There's tons of YouTubers out there right now that are telling you how to do something one way, but that's not what they're doing themselves. And I think this is why I created the Inception closer, because I was in the movie Inception, as you may be aware. And I got to briefly meet Christopher Nolan, Leonardo DiCaprio, although it was more of a passing, not a passing of the baton, but more of a passing on the set of Inception. And the paradox is, again, people are telling you to do one thing, but they're doing something else. So specifically, let's talk about sales. You'll get gurus that are telling you that in order for you to increase your income, you need to spend a certain amount of time on the phone doing cold calls. You need to do a boatload of follow-up. You need to do all this kind of stuff so that you can scale your business. But in truth, that is not what they're doing. Oh no, my friends, that is not what they're doing. If you dig deep, I'm going to share with you real quick exactly what's going on. This is a little injection of truth serum, if you will. And I think it's probably best to just draw this out a little bit as to what's going on. And maybe I can paint you a clear picture. Let's go to the whiteboard. So there's two worlds. Not talking about the metaverse, Earth 1 and Earth 2, as intriguing as it is. Deep down inside, I feel it's a little bit of a scam. Maybe I'll make a video about this. But where are we going here? So there's two worlds. This is the real world, and this is the virtual world when it comes to making money online. The real world is you have to be a business owner. If you want to make serious cash, okay, not $30 here and there, $50, $100 or whatever. You have to be a business owner. And you have to have a team. They could be closers. They could be virtual assistants. They could be web designers. They could be social media people that are working on your various accounts. But you need to be a business owner in some fashion. Now, you could be a business owner where you're sole proprietor. You pay like $47, $57, and you go to a bank, open up a bank account. You're now a business owner. But the trick is to start getting cash flow into your business. And all the gurus say, well, just jump on the phone and cold call. And I think it's misleading. Truthfully, like when you sit down and if you really think about it, business owners do not cold call. They just don't do it. Yes, they might use referrals. They might meet in events, networking, all this kind of stuff, but they're not cold calling. Think about it. Grant Cardone is not cold calling. Ty Lopez isn't cold calling. Jeremy Minor isn't cold calling. Matt Ryder, Taylor Welch, Sam Ovens. These guys are all building businesses. They're not cold calling. They're maybe in the past they've done some cold calling, and then it got to a point where they're like, this sucks, man. This bites. This is terrible. And you know that. You know deep down inside, you know cold calling doesn't work. Now there's another guy that I follow, and his name, I don't even know his real name. It escapes me at the moment. The UK's most hated sales trainer. He is known for cold calling. But in reality, a lot of his training is teaching people how to cold call. Now, I know he makes a business off of cold calling, but I think the majority of his business is coming in from teaching people how to be brave on the phone, how to not get pistol whipped on the phone, which is great. But if you're to start from the bottom and do exactly what he did, it's going to be very tough. So what I teach you on my channel and in future videos is that you have to have your own business. You have to have your own platform. So I have YouTube, and this is where I build my YouTube channel. I build a bit of a following, and I have a program, a coaching program that's 8 weeks. And in order for me to be able to leverage my business, I need a team around me. I need salespeople. I need closers. And you need partners. So everybody knows that if you jump on the phone for 8 to 10 hours a day, every single day, you're going to get burnt out. We all know that. This is the truth. But the ones on top, some of the social media influencers are telling you this is what you need to do, but they're not doing it. And that's the paradox that I'm talking about. So why not start at the top? Why not build your platform? Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to take time to build up a YouTube channel. But now you can create videos where you can attract attention. And then when people like your video, you can point them to your website. And then you can start capturing those leads. And you can get them on a Zoom call. So if you're not sure how to do that, that's where you go to Authority Attracts /chat. And let's have a chat on how we can get you to this point where you need to be able to do this yourself. Stop doing the things that they're telling you to do, but they're not doing themselves. There are very few companies that preach and teach what they actually do. And one of those is, of course, Chris Voss and his organization, the Black Swan Group, because they used to be FBI negotiators, hostage negotiators, and then they converted that to business. If you want to go back in time and look up Chris Voss's story, you can see his whole history of how he became a negotiator, all this kind of stuff. He tells the story. But a lot of times when you look up social media influencers, you don't know where they come from, where they're going. How did they get rich overnight? How did they become $1 million income earner overnight? How did that happen? Well, they don't share that with you. It's like some kind of a top secret. I'd love to be able to get some truth serum on some of these guys because they're not being truthful. Here's the truth. It's hard work. You got to work a lot of hours to build up an influence so that you can get enough attention that a few people will want to work with you. And then from there, because you've taught them something, you can now spread your influence, and hopefully you're a good teacher, instructor, coach, consultant, and they'll spread the word as well. So I say stop cold calling. Like really at the very beginning, it feels like it's ludicrous to get your reps in by calling people and pissing people off on the phone. I don't like it when people cold call me. I don't. It's a waste of my time. And if you look at pattern interrupts in the workforce, every time you check your phone, you're losing 30 to 40 minutes. And if somebody's calling you to book an appointment, it's rude. It's weird, especially in Canada. It's just weird. So I don't know where people are getting off telling people that you need to cold call and bug the piss out of people, when in truth, that's not what they're doing. Maybe they did it before, but it failed miserably. I could promise you it failed miserably. That's why they don't do it anymore. Otherwise, they would do it. They wouldn't have a YouTube channel. They wouldn't have online courses. They wouldn't have coaching programs if that worked. It's the same thing with some of these organizations that are selling you Bitcoin courses. Now, I'm not a huge investor in Bitcoin. I'm not going to tell people not to invest, but it seems like the people that are making the most cha-ching are the ones that are selling these courses to teach you how to buy and sell Bitcoin and all this, even though that's not what they're doing. They're making money off the courses. Just something I've been thinking about for a little while, the paradox that's going on. So anytime you see an ad, look up the person, see what their channel's like. There's one that, what is it? It's a water purifier. Basically, they say you can be an online marketer. You don't need any experience, and this is how they get you. You don't need any experience. You don't need any skills. You don't need to know how to build a website. Nothing. You don't need any of those. We'll teach you everything. And it's $149, something like that, $129. But when you get on the inside and you look at it, you realize you have to buy $10,000 to $15,000 worth of water purifiers. And then you have to find people that will also buy $10,000 to $15,000 water purifiers. And this is going on. These are ads. You see them. Ordinary people, Filipinos from different parts of the world. And they're saying, I'm so happy that I have my own online business and this is what it is. And if you want to know how to do this, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. Then go to my webinar. It's a free webinar. And when you get to the webinar and you go through everything, you realize, wow, it's kind of like everything else. Pay $4,000, pay $10,000, pay $20,000. Meanwhile, that's not exactly a business that will scale because you're limited right now. The true way to scale your business is to build a team around you and spend time building that team. Right now, I spend, like I said, 90% of my time is on YouTube and my website, building my business, building my sales team, encouraging my sales guys, getting them ramped up to sell my coaching program that I can help them. Because when I'm coaching, I can't always be on the phone when somebody books an appointment with us. So that's why you need a team. You can't do it by yourself. I've been preaching this for the past 2 months. You need a team. And a lot of these social media gurus are not telling you that you need to build your own business, your own brand. Instead, they're just telling you, get this one skill and you're going to make $100,000 a month. Well, it's not true. You need a team. And when you look into every one of these social media gurus, you'll notice that they all have a team. They all have a 1-2 punch. They all have a partner. They all have sales teams. They all have closers, even though sometimes they make fun of closers, but they all have a sales team. They have virtual assistants crawling Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all this kind of stuff. It's not the person. It's all these virtual assistants. So that's the paradox. And I know I went all Alex Becker on you, but again, my job is to just tell you the truth. It's hard work. There is no pill. There is no silver bullet to fix anything overnight. It's going to take a long time. But if you're building your own pipeline, you have a chance to scale it once it's built. This is what they're not telling you. So you can continue buying endless amounts of courses. But at the end of the day, you're going to need to start somewhere. I say build a YouTube channel. Start talking about what you like to talk about. Build a following. You never know what you're going to get out of it. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I have an idea. It will hit you like a lightning bolt, but you have to step forward. If you're constantly consuming material, courses, books, even, heaven forbid, books, you're not going to advance, because you have to do something about it. And maybe it is jumping out and cold calling people and pissing off a few people for you to realize, hey, that doesn't work. I need to do something else. I don't need to cold call people. I'm sorry, I just don't. And nobody else is cold calling as well. They're building an empire. They're building a business, and this is what you need to do. If you don't know how to do that, then that's where you need to reach out to me. You could even email me if you like this content. inceptioncloser@gmail.com. If there's something else you want me to talk about, let me know that in the comments as well. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't turn off my comments. There are some channels that turn off their comments for whatever reason. This is how you build your channel. You need positive comments. You need negative comments. You need both. Anyways, that's enough for my rant for today. Hope you got something out of it. Thanks for watching. See you in another video.